The man was desperately trying to climb out of the window, but his head just wouldn't break through. This left him feeling utterly hopeless. It was an urgent situation now. He needed to come up with a solution fast. As his mind was nearly overheating, an idea suddenly struck him. He immediately rushed back to the window, stuck his hand out, and started feeling around in all directions. Suddenly, he actually felt something. He quickly pulled it inside the cabin, then began reeling in the rope, pulling it in until there was no more slack. He pulled with all his strength, making sure it was secure before picking up the loose end and tying a firm knot with his hands and mouth. In a hurry, he extended the rope out of the window, carefully throwing it into the sea, and then began to release the rope in an orderly manner. Under the pressure of the water, the rope slowly met up with the propeller, which quickly wound it up. The man had no time to react. In a split second, he tripped on the rope, and the force from the propeller yanked him out of the window. He had intended to use the rope to tangle the propeller and stop the sailboat in an emergency, but instead, he ended up getting caught himself. No matter how much he tugged at the rope, it was useless. In a panic, he managed to grab a clothesline pole and tried to use it to untangle himself. After a tremendous effort, he finally escaped the clutches of death. Gasping for air, he lay on the floor, unable to calm his racing heart. Thanks to his relentless efforts, the sailboat narrowly avoided crashing into a massive freighter. The consequences would have been unimaginable. However, just as one crisis passed, another arose. He tried to leave the bathroom, but the door still wouldn't open. When he looked up, he was shocked to see someone in the mirror. If he couldn't get out and take control of the wheel, the sailboat would continue to drift aimlessly, either starving him to death or getting him hit by another ship. Helpless, he looked around and noticed a cabinet on the wall. With renewed hope, he opened it, only to be chilled by a bloody handprint inside. Ever since boarding the boat, it had been unsettling, like it was constantly trying to bring him to harm. Even more terrifying was the feeling that he wasn't truly alone on the boat, despite being the only person aboard. The more he thought about it, the more frightened he became. He just wanted to escape the boat, but no matter what he tried, the door wouldn't budge. He had no choice but to give up, yet the boat didn't give him the chance to relax. Although the sailboat was brand new, it was inexplicably taking on water. At this point, he was still trying to sleep when the noise outside finally woke him up. Pressing his ear to the door, he held his breath, afraid to make a sound. It seemed like someone was out there, but no matter how much he yelled, no one responded. It looked like he would have to rely on himself after all.